Like I said, I'm the big dog at the welterweight division.
Казахстан, я поздравляю вас с Днем Независимости.
That kind of things, and in front of me he said, no, I respect his career, I respect he and this and this, and but that's, I hate that motherfucker.
What's going on, you guys? Yeah, that's right, your is back. We are back, and we back on the attack. Yes, we are back, y'all. Man, it was looking grim for a minute, but things worked out, right? Things worked out. Hearn comes out, and he's still talking about the Spence versus Crawford fight. It's funny, right? Hearn has some pretty interesting things to say. He said that Spence and Crawford is a fight between two elite champions. Canelo and Triple G is a fight between two legends. And oh boy, this is his. That goes to show you how big of a fight Spence versus Crawford is. Why? Because Hearn is using that as a selling point for his fight for over marinated Canelo Triple G Part 3. Check out what Hearn had to say. Quote, Spence versus Crawford. What a fight. Neither fighter has done a moderate pay-per-view number. When you're talking about a guy like Canelo who consistently does 600,000 buys, 700,000 buys, a million buys, and you talk about global reach, you can't compare the fights. But I find it strange, right? Because from what I've been seeing from these press conferences they've been having with Canelo and Triple G, the media asking those guys about Spence and Crawford, right? So that goes to show you how big that fight really is. Now, Canelo Alvarez and Triple G, the first two fights, that was on HBO. Back before streaming was really as prominent as it is today. Canelo and Triple G did like 1 million buys, both of those fights, right? I think both fights they did like 1 million for the first one and then close to 1 million the second one, something like that, right? That was on HBO. And when Leonard Ellerbe came out on his rant, you know, Leonard Ellerbe and Hearn got a little beef right now. He came out on his rant saying Canelo only did 126K in his last pay-per-view fight. Now, of course, the Zone don't disclose the numbers, right? But Leonard Ellerbe came out and said, look, man, this dude only did 126K. And guess what? I believe those numbers. I believe those numbers to be true. I mean, let's be honest. Who bought Canelo Beevil? You know what I'm saying? Who bought that? Who knew who Beevil was for them to cough up $80? It can't be because of your love for Canelo Alvarez. I mean, let's be honest. This is not the opponent you want to see Canelo really fight. However, it was an opponent that he fought, and he ended up getting more than he bargained for, dealing with Dimitri Bivol. Canelo Alvarez coming off a loss, Eddie. He's coming off a loss. Triple G's old. We haven't seen him in a long time. Yeah, the fight still has some type of appeal because those guys are named guys in the sport, but it's 4 years too late, man. You know? Now, if Crawford Spence had happened, let's just say this. If Crawford Spence had happened back before streaming became so rampant in a social media world, right? Back when Canelo and Triple G did 1 million views, they was on HBO, right? Back when HBO was doing this thing. If Crawford and Spence, let's just say they was HBO fighters, what was those numbers had it done? Right? Let's just boost some time back real quick, and let's just say that fight was built up like it is now, but a few years ago, back when HBO was around, right? Spence was his age now, Crawford was his age now. How would that fight have done on pay-per-view? Right? How would that fight have done on pay-per-view? Canelo Triple G got 1 million buys on HBO. It seemed like nobody has really been able to really get those big numbers since HBO got out of boxing, if I'm honest. Now, Floyd Mayweather, of course, he does big numbers when he's with Showtime. That's Floyd Mayweather. You know, but not nobody does big numbers in boxing like that, bro. But Hearn is using this fight, this Canelo Triple G fight. They're using Spence and Crawford to sell their fight, man. Right? That's all they're doing. They're using Spence and Crawford to sell their fight. That's how big the Spence and Crawford fight is. Because they're getting asked who they got winning the fight. They're getting asked who wins that fight. Not who wins their fight, who wins that fight. So what really is the bigger fight? Now, Eddie always say from a financial standpoint, is it still the same? right? Is it still the same as it once was? Canelo Alvarez, as we know, is coming off a loss. Will he still have that same drawing power that he once had? Right? We know he gonna put asses in seats. We know that seats are gonna be looking, it ain't gonna be looking like a bunch of people dressed up as empty seats. I'll tell you that. But as far as it being a bigger fight, as far as saying Spence and Crawford is a fight between two elite champions and they're between two legends, is all just his way of selling the fight, y'all. We know what it is. We know Spence and Crawford is the fight in the sport of boxing. And Eddie Hearn is trying his best to force this down our throats that Canelo Triple G is still the biggest fight in boxing. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.